So something just arrived that I'm pretty excited about, have been excited about for a while, and it is in this box. You can see over here I've got my latest North Star prototype without the SIR 170 hooked up, but never mind, that's not what this video is about. Have here probably the closest thing to a portable compute puck that we can get. That's on the market. The strong enough GPU to handle North Star without balking. And it's got the same guts as my Win Max 2 here, GPD Win Max 2, and thought I'd share the unboxing. I'm lucky enough to be here in Shenzhen, so it shipped out yesterday and I got it today. Very nice packaging. Nicer, even nicer than the Win Max 2s I got. Oh god, that's sexy. That is beautiful. Put the screen protector over there. Nice little protective overlay. And we've got a tab here to just lift that out. It's got some weight to it. It's beefy, but that was expected. And that's even nicer than I thought. It's going to be a little hard to reach all those keys, hard to thumb type on this with small hands like mine, but oh, that's lovely. And what I'm most curious about, of course, is what it's going to look like driving the Project North Star. This build here, you can see the 60LF tracking is from here. I don't know if this is going to be visible with the camera mounted on my hat. Probably not. But the 6DoF tracking, which is now thrown off, looks disoriented, is from an Xvisio XR50 on there. The display driver board is my own design, the same SIR 170. I haven't made a new adapter for the hub yet, so this display driver is my design, assembled on my little SMT machine there, Tronstall E1. But I'm curious to see this running from here, and this is the size, this'll, I actually can fit the Win Max 2 into a cargo pocket, but this is so much more pocketable. Like, that actually fits in my pants pocket. I'll need a little 90-degree adapter to get the DisplayPort from the USB-C. Actually, the other thing that I'm curious about is if this is a true USB 4 port, and I haven't seen this talked about anywhere, but the so-called, and it is Thunderbolt compatible in so far as it carries PCI data, and is a high-speed bus, and you can hook an eGPU up to it. But on the Win Max 2, the doesn't quite so well. On the Win Max 2, the USB 4 port, the so-called USB 4 port, doesn't seem to support DisplayPort Alt-Mode, which is a mandatory part of the USB 4 spec. So now it's right next to a full-featured USB-C port, so it's that does support DisplayPort Alt-Mode. So it's not that big a deal for most people, but it is if you use the machine like I do, obviously. So needing a display output for a headset, for a VR or AR headset, um, and auxiliary displays. So to do that, I had to use a little Thunderbolt 3 to HDMI adapter, which isn't ideal. It's another $100. And it seems only one of the two HDMI ports actually works from that. I'm very curious to see if we get DisplayPort out on both of these. It's also interesting that they put the USB 4, Thunderbolt adapter, that they chose to put that port on the top as opposed to the bottom. So when you slot this into a docking station, it's actually just going to be the full-featured 3.2 port that's interfacing with that docking station versus the Thunderbolt port, right? Now, again, I am just curious to power this thing on. Adorbs. Obviously preset for Chinese language operation, since 我只在中国, because we're in China. Guess it's setting up initialization, and I do need to run to a meeting, so if this takes too long, this is going to be an abortive video attempt. Quality, innovation, extreme service. So they provide extreme service. I'm very interested in, at some point when we're ready, talking to GPD about the possibility of making a headless 6800U device, with a built-in battery but no display, and if any, very minimal control surfaces, and then a few USB-C ports out, and to use with a spatial launcher that'll run on the North Star. I was pitching this device to a friend who's a big Ioneo fan. He said, "Oh, well, too bad it doesn't have a touchscreen." Of course it has a touchscreen. And he was taken aback by that. Setting up, setting up, setting up. Well, this initial setup time is taking a little longer than I have to give. Let's go through the other box contents while we wait. I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't come with a case, given how sort of delicate and mobile a device it is. I actually don't want to find out how delicate it is. I have a nice 3-year unconditional warranty on that WinMax 2, but given that this was from crowdfunding, I have no such coverage. So we have a nice little wrist lanyard, charging cable. This looks like a smaller